Dino, what's the one thing that you always do when you buy a stock?
What's the one thing I always
the thing
do?
you always
the one
do.
most important thing whenever you buy the stock is to me is to know how much you're willing to lose.
Okay.
So I don't buy anything without a stop loss. Whenever I buy a stock, I immediately calculate. What part of buying a stock for any of my portfolios is to know how much I want to lose. I'm willing to lose. So every time you enter into a stock trade, you should always have some sort of threshold of loss. You know, the problem that when you don't is you don't know how much you're willing to lose. You should know your loss threshold. That's my personal.
What is a stop loss?
A stop loss is you enter a trade in there that if the stock hits that drops down to a certain level, it will execute the stop. It won't necessarily be on that price, because if the stock dives sometimes after pre-market and you enter a regular open order, it might be below it, but at least you sell it
As soon as possible.
as soon as you can, right? So I think
To mitigate loss.
the how you do it is not as important as the why.
Okay.
You should always know how much you are willing to lose on any position. That's just one of my rules. And so don't just buy a stock and always think about the up. I don't necessarily think about the up. Everyone wants to make as much money as they can. I think about, if I buy this, everything looks good, whatever reasoning I have to buy open up a particular position, but I always know some sort of calculation that I have in my own system of how much I'm willing to lose.
And you actually talk about this outside of even stocks, like any investment, actually.
Well, some investments you can't do anything about it, right?
You have to be...
you buy a house or you buy a piece of property, right? It's not as liquid as a stock.
Right.
So you may say, I don't want to lose more than that, but things could happen and all, and you may not be able to get out on that. But whereas you're buying, trading stock or equities or bonds, you should always have a loss threshold when you go into it. Not like, oh, I want to make this much and I'll sell it. No, I don't even think that way. I think of how much I'm willing to lose.